what's up guys, it's Fولان here, and for those of you who have followed my freestyle progression over a number of years, or who have seen some of my older videos, will have become familiar with a few training spots. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different and explain why these seemingly awful training spots have helped me to become the freestyler that I am today. I'm going to start off by showing you the spot where I've probably spent the most amount of time training over the years. This tiny strip of concrete is where I practiced from the age of 12 and I've gone on to land some of my best ever combos here. Every freestyler who's ever stayed at my house has always been incredibly surprised by how small it actually is. From the end of the hedge to where the grass starts, there's only about 2 foot of space for me to freestyle in. So moving on, the spot that I use most throughout the winter is the patio at the back of the house. Although in theory this gives me a lot more space to freestyle in, as the surface is uneven, I have to pick the largest flat square and try to stay in it throughout combos. Venturing out of one of these squares can result in a loss of balance, and with me being notorious for getting bad shin splints, it's really important for me to stay on a surface which is as flat as possible. So again, I'm very limited by space. But this hasn't stopped me from having some of my best ever sessions here. Unfortunately though, seeing as I live in the UK and it's hardly rare for us to see a bit of rain, I was always looking for somewhere to train undercover. Seeing as I live right next to a main road and on a bit of a hill, finding good training spots are really hard to come by. And there was about as much chance of a midget amputee landing a 4-rev than there was of me finding a good training spot which was sheltered from the weather. So with this said, I had to make use of the garage just round the corner whenever my mum was out of the car. The garage is probably the worst training spot of them all. It's dark, dusty, full of random stuff, and it's got a really low ceiling. All these factors make it a less than perfect place to freestyle, but when the weather was bad and I was desperate to train, it was all I needed. The reason I'm telling you all of this is that I often get asked about style and how to develop perfect control of lowers. Initially, I struggled to come to a conclusion about this, but recently, as I was going through some old footage, I came to realise that all the time I spent wishing I had better places to freestyle, in the background I was subconsciously developing perfect control of my lowers and learning how to make the most of what I had. I remember when my mum and dad first started letting me go to freestyle meets in London, I was always so excited and grateful to simply get the chance to freestyle on a flat surface with no spatial limitations. And this is something which I still don't take for granted to this day. So I guess the message that I'm really trying to preach here is that whether you've got a state-of-the-art indoor hall or just a tiny little patch of concrete, you can always use it to your advantage and progress as a freestyler. And this is truly one of my favourite things about freestyle. Anyway, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments and give me a shout if there's any specific type of videos you want to see me making in the future. I've got plenty more content to come very soon, but until the next time, as always, thanks for watching and God save the Queen.